a lot of the teachers have brought up this week is exactly what you're talking about in terms of the lack of policy that allows these new literacies and new medias to come into the school. And in terms of your work with Edutopia, do you think you'll be able to take this digital youth project and really educate some of the policymakers? Because I think that's what I'm hearing from the teachers, is that they're frustrated because they see the value of the media in terms of engaging students, but then they get blocks at sometimes the school level and the district level. And it's really fragmented and uneven right now.
That's our hope as well. Sometimes people ask me, who's your audience for Edutopia? And I like to say it's everybody with an interest in improving education, ranging from teachers and principals, district educators, to parents, and also in the policy arena, beginning with superintendents and school boards, also state legislators, even governors. So we have heard of a number of times in which our materials have been used with policy groups. We welcome that. We'd love to help equip more of you to do that, if you want to approach policy groups in North Carolina. We'd be very interested to hear how that goes, and you know, certainly if there's a chance to Skype in and talk with some of them, I would welcome that as well. So that's very much on our minds, and we have also had several conversations with folks at the U.S. Department of Education. And as you can tell from what they're discussing, certainly the work of the Innovation Fund, the upcoming Innovation Fund, they're very interested in how these new media can be adapted for learning and want to see these sorts of things be more widespread in schools.
Great. What we'd like to do right now, Milton, assuming our Skype stays with us and you don't get booted off, is give an opportunity for the participants in the audience to come up to the computer and they could ask you a question. So are you ready to field a few questions for us?
Sure, that'd be great.
Okay. Anybody want to come up and give Milton a question? Don?
Yeah, oh, come on.
Okay, Don Liu's up first.
Good morning, Milton.
Hey Don, good morning.
I introduced you with a little avatar this morning. I sent you an email address to it. You'll get a kick out of it.
Terrific.
At any rate, the question I have for you is, what is the biggest challenge from your position? Because you see a wide range of situations, from policy to right in the classroom to kids. What's the biggest challenge that you see today in getting schools to change more rapidly and as rapidly as we need to have that change take place? What's the greatest challenge, do you think?
I get that question a lot, actually, and you know, I like to say that the biggest obstacle to change is changing our minds, and the kind of change that we're talking about at Edutopia, the kind of change you see that these kids are bringing with them through the schools. I think that is one encouraging thing, that the kids are bringing these new ways of learning, these new media with them through schools. They're kind of smuggling it in a kind of Trojan horse way. I think that's one way in which change can happen. But I think the most difficult obstacle really is embracing what is now possible. It is such a different change from what we have certainly known ourselves in our own educational experience, and certainly when it comes to policymakers, so different from what they can imagine schooling should be, that getting people to understand that now kids can learn anytime, anywhere. You know, it's looking at my watch, July 15th, 2009, and where are most kids today? It's summer vacation. It's that long summer vacation. So we're coming to understand that the summer vacation actually plays a role in the achievement gap. That the kinds of experiences that are made possible to middle school kids and kids from wealthier families do a lot to widen that gap with the kinds of experiences that kids from lower income families, or perhaps from families whose parents are not as well educated. It does increase the gap. And some of the things that the Center for Summer Learning at Johns Hopkins have been documenting. So I believe that learning should be a year-round kind of activity. It is a year-round activity for many kids. whose parents can support them, whose neighborhoods have positive learning experiences, and a lot of it doesn't have to cost money, the work that public libraries are doing. So having that conversation and providing more support for students and for educators to be year-round learners. Look at what you're doing this week, spending an intensive week really having conversations around your work as teacher leaders and as educators there. We'd like to see many more educators and students really thinking about learning anytime, anywhere. The use of technology plays a key role in doing that. So that change to what the Mott Foundation has called a New Day for Learning. We've documented a number of New Day for Learning kinds of places where, again, kids are learning not just between 9 and 3, 180 days a year, but they're learning at 5 p.m., they're learning at 8 p.m., evenings, weekends, summers. And again, I think if we can make the point that if so many policy folks are concerned about the achievement gap, as we believe they are, they would begin to look at the 3 months and how it's used. I sometimes call it the third semester, and the research that is there about the way in which kids may be at grade level in reading in 4th grade, but a lot of kids when they come back in September have fallen back by at least a third to half a grade.
Great. We've got the next question for you.